I'd like to introduce a gentleman from, we call it Mr. Preserve. You know, when we're going to buy it at the place, we don't call it Mr. Price. No, it's Mr. Preserve. So, you know what I'm saying? Put the French into it. And I look forward to his talk. And he's going to be talking about Mr. Preserve Group, Mr. Price Group, and its circularity initiatives. And I just want to read a very brief bio. Bringing 8 years of invaluable experience in environmental and management and sustainability, Andile's expertise spans various industries, including mining, FMCG, energy, agriculture, public sector, financial services, and retail. Financial services, please connect with our previous speaker, collaboration, partnership, all in one right here. He also talks as a group environmental specialist at Mr. Price Group. Andile advises on environmental compliance, sustainability projects, and data monitoring. His work focuses on key performance indicators, and those are related to energy, water, wear, packaging, and sustainable materials. He is a certified ISO 14001 and in 2015 Environmental Management Systems Lead Implementer, and is currently pursuing an MENG in Waste and Resource Management. And two of our speakers have already talked to sustainability, SDG goals. I hope you also have that going at Mr. Prize. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Andile onto stage. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Did not know that Mr. Price is Mr. Preserve, but I will definitely consider that at the group. Today's talk will be on circular initiatives at the Mr. Price Group, specifically focusing on plastic packaging, which is one of our key strategic focus areas for the short to medium term. And luckily for me today, we also released our financial results this morning. So if you're in that space around finances, please go and look at our financials, which just came out this morning. So just a brief introduction, a very brief one as to who we are as Mr. Price Group. We sell predominantly private labels, merchandise. The group divisions provide customers with a diverse range of products covering apparel, homeware, sportswear, financial and cellular services. Our footprint in South Africa is close to 93%, and 7% is in the rest of Africa. We have just over 2,700 stores and employed over 28,000 associates. In terms of Mr. Price Group's sustainability strategy, the group's sustainability purpose is Together We Do Good, which basically means we value partnership and collaboration, which I feel is a common theme amongst the speakers this morning. So that is at the center of our sustainability strategy. And my objective as a group environmental specialist is to collaborate and partner with key partners and stakeholders, ensuring that we create value in a sustainable way, whilst ensuring as well that we preserve our natural resources and we protect our environment within our operations. So in terms of sustainability and packaging, you would have seen this diagram earlier this morning. It's basically the waste hierarchy, and that is our approach when it comes to plastic packaging. We measure firstly the percentage of plastic packaging that is reduced at a group level. We also measure and report the percentage of plastic made from recyclable, reusable, and recycled material. And our approach is basically that if we can avoid, we do not put any plastic on it. If we can't, we try to find ways to reuse it. If we can't reuse it, then we make means to recycle it. And obviously, the least preferred one is getting it into landfill. Just in terms of EPR and plastic contribution within the last financial year, and yeah, we are compliant and registered DFFE, just in case before you make a visit. One of our main contributors is polybags. Yeah, they give us a headache, but polybags are quite a common feature in the retail and fashion industry. And yeah, we've tried ways to reduce it and avoid it, but yeah, it's very difficult. What we've tried to do is maybe in some of our products, instead of having one in a poly bag, we try to put multiple, just so that we reduce the number of poly bags. And where we can't, we've instructed all our suppliers that all our poly bags should be recyclable or made from LDPE plastic. And that makes it easier for end of life for recycling. Polybags contributed close to 48,000 tons previous financial year, and that was the largest contribution in the apparel space. When we look at homeware, similar trend, polybags are still quite dominant, but they're closely followed by polystyrene, which we all know is quite a bad plastic material for the environment. It's also bad for us as a business. But yeah, we've tried to also find ways to recycle and try to reduce that, which I'll touch on a bit later. But polybags and polystyrene in the homeware sector is usually in our bedding and in our furniture, especially polystyrene. It protects some of our fragile and breakable products and decor, which we've tried to find alternatives such as using honeycomb, using bubble wrap to protect products, but in some cases, those are just not strong enough, so breakages occur. And then it's that conversation of having, those trade-offs. Is it your breakages or is it sustainability? And yeah, we're always in those discussions within the group. So just to touch on my first initiative, as I touched on earlier, it's around stakeholder partnership. This first initiative was with the supplier. So the picture you have in front of you is at our DC, where all our products are imported, or even local ones are sort of driven to, where the staff on the ground basically unwrap all the wrappings, shrink wrap, bubble wrap, polybags, you name it. What happened was we had a site visit at one of our suppliers in the homeware sector, where they told us that they do a lot of coffee tables, laundry baskets, and lampstands from LDPE plastic. So we thought, it would be actually quite nice if we use some of our waste and divert it to the supplier, who was able then to take this plastic. They collect it on a monthly basis, where they're able to create coffee tables, lampstands, and laundry baskets, which we then sell at our Mr. Price home stores. To date, we've collected or diverted away from landfill close to 13,000 kilograms of plastic since 2023. That's just one of the ways where we try to create circularity within our plastic. Another one was a partnership with Ocean's Plastic Technologies, a Durban-based company. They set up microplastic pods or plants within communities. These pods are able to recycle plastic waste. So they have a network of plastic collectors within the community, where the collectors are able to take the plastic into these pods, into these plants, and monetary exchange happens. Community is able to then buy essentials for their households, and that plastic is then recycled into various products. We thought we'd hop on board to create some of our footwear hangers, and to date we've collected 223 kilograms of plastic waste from Ocean's Plastic and made over 300,000 footwear hangers from this process. And the nice thing also about this initiative is that for some of our footwears, it actually comes with hangers, when we import them. So we obviously had to include that as part of our EPR. So with having this initiative going, we're able to reduce the amount of hangers that we import, and that obviously means less levies on our side. And one more initiative that we did, we also did a drive within our head office and also with the Mr. Price Foundation. Mr. Price Foundation has a couple of schools across the country which they assist. We selected 2 schools in Hammersdale where we basically had an Oceans Day range, a drive, a plastic drive where we thought we'd create an Oceans Day plastic range. By that, we basically encourage all our associates at head office to bring in any PET bottles, LDP plastic from home, and place it in collection sites across our office. And we did the same at schools. And yeah, we created awareness and education, which is quite important in the waste space. It's good and well having all regulations and having EPRs in place, but I think where we need to start is creating that education awareness, especially at schools, as to how we can deal with waste. So we set up all these collection points at these schools, and from there we collected over 700 kilograms of plastic waste, and we produced our range from PET plastic. So scatter cushions were made from recycled PET. The planter lights were also made by the first supplier who did the coffee tables. Plant stakes were made by our enviropreneurs that we house at the Mr. Price Foundation. And that wall art, the art is not the actual waste that is used, but the actual frame is made from recycled polystyrene, which was one of the materials which caused us quite a headache. But yeah, we were able to use that to create some form of products from it. So those were our circularity initiatives, and further opportunities that we've identified moving forward. One is to engage with PROs, of course, to implement some eco-modulation fees for our APR levies. We believe with all the hard work that we've been doing, that then we have to sort of get some form of compensation. And we are working with Circular Energy as well to have some form of e-waste take-back collection for our batteries at our Mr. Price home stores. We will be piloting that soon. And we also have we are sending our marketing banners. So every season, stores put up marketing signage at all our stores. Every time we take that down, before it used to be sent to a recycler or would end up in landfill. Now there's a company out in Cape Town that is actually upcycling that material into their backpack gears. So we are doing that initiative. And then currently, we are in discussions with our suppliers to take some of their offcuts or their textile waste into a textile recycling plant out in Hammersdale. And they recycle all any form of fabric into a dog blankets, into insulators in the automotive industry, and also insulators in the construction sector. They're also able to export some of the cotton that is recycled. Some of the companies abroad are able to recycle that back into fabric and into clothing again. And then lastly, we're also, as I mentioned, poly bags are quite a headache for us. So we're also trying to get some form of take-back initiative at our Mr. Price home stores, where we ask customers to actually, if you purchase a pillow, chances are you're gonna take it out of that plastic and throw it away. We'll ask if we can take it at store and try to create some form of circularity and recycling from that. And yeah, that is my quick presentation on our initiatives. Thank you.